Happy birthday month, Geminis. You are the twins. You are a mutable air sign ruled by Mercury, which is the planet of the mind and communication. You are definitely the most curious and versatile of all the signs, I would say, and you're the storytellers of the zodiac. So along the astrological wheel, the signs tend to hold opposite characteristics of the sign that precedes it. And so when you start to understand this, it helps to understand the characteristics of each sign even deeper. When you understand that they're kind of opposites, and when you understand the elements and the characteristics of each of the four elements, that helps you to also start to have a deeper awareness of the differences of the signs in each element and the similarities. When you move from one sign to another, the next sign tends to feel very different than the one that came before. So we're moving out of Taurus season, which is very like grounded, steady, steady does it work, as well as indulgence. And we're moving into Gemini, which is very tired of being steady and still in any way. Instead, Gemini is like all about movement and curiosity and kind of jumping from one interest to another, having a huge variety of interest and topics to talk about and things that they want to do and ideas and ways that they want to communicate all of that. So when we get to Gemini season, everything on Earth is in full bloom. It's either starting to warm up or already hot, depending on where you are in the Northern Hemisphere. Here in Las Vegas, it's already hot, but we are not quite to summertime yet. It's right around the corner, but we're still in between the seasons. So at this point in the year, our minds are starting to wander. We're looking forward to that summertime energy. We're really wanting to just explore and escape. We're yearning to be kind of carefree and free-spirited. And so potentially right now in this crazy time where many places are still in quarantine, or confused about whether they're in quarantine or not, or what the fuck is actually going on. The Gemini restless energy may not be the most helpful in this particular moment, but there's a lot of ways that the Gemini energy really does relate to this moment and how it can be extremely useful for right now, and here's how. So what Gemini can help us do right now more than anything is adapt. Gemini is the most adaptable sign. Geminis like to explore mental interests. Gemini is the pursuit of information, knowledge, and ideas. Geminis always keep it very interesting and varied. They do not really like to linger on any one thing in particular, but actually seek out constant stimulation of new ideas, new interests. They're constantly switching it up. So Geminis are known as the twins, and that's because the constellation of Gemini is two stars that seem to be locked in this perpetual embrace, and they take turns to lighten and darken in the night sky. So with this visual, the duality of Gemini is the key to understanding the essence of that sign. Geminis are literally of two minds, two separate polarities. They could feel very one way and feel very oppositely the other and be completely convicted on both sides. So the concept of duality is strong in Geminis, and then they can feel everything in between those two polarities as well. Mercury is the ruler of Gemini, and Mercury is the Roman messenger god, the winged messenger. In the sky, Mercury is the fastest moving planet, carrying information from one place to another. So that Gemini spirit is very much connected to movement, communication, cleverness, and furthermore, raw perception. So what I find so interesting about right now and how it relates to that Gemini spirit is the use of our minds and the trickster that our minds oftentimes are. I think a huge takeaway from this severe moment in history is the trick of our minds. We very literally have the ability to color the way we're perceiving everything, good or bad. And in this time for me, some days have been easier than others for sure. Some days I feel like I have a lot of motivation and inspiration and I feel very active. And then other days I'm completely fucking derailed. I'm terrified, I'm confused. All my doubts start to shroud my capability. And when those days happen, I try to be gentle and understand that this is kind of a grieving process. And it's a very confusing time. There's so much that we can't force. There's so much that I'm personally not in control of. So many factors that are personally affecting me and all of us, so many of us, that we just have no control over. So when all of those overwhelming thoughts and fears start to come in, I try to just be gentle with myself, and surrender to the things that we can't control, because there's truly nothing else you can do. And so when I surrender and let go, when I get to that place where I can just let go, I then have the ability to turn on the ninja mindset. And to me, the ninja mindset is the sort of the alchemical adaptation process of turning those lead heavy, really just toxic, poisonous thoughts that we all have and can't help but have into some golden light truth and reality. So literally in the moment, once I let go and surrender, I have the ability to use my ninja mindset, and in the moment take those negative thoughts and completely flip them on their head. So for example, feeling sorry for myself, being a victim. Sometimes it's fun, you have to indulge a little bit in your negative feelings so that you can just know that you're having them and know that that's natural and that that's human, and then wallow for a little while and then let it go. So for example, me telling myself, oh, I can't release my jewelry collection because I don't have a job anymore to invest the money into the production of my designs because I'm out of work and I don't have any money coming in, so I can't release my jewelry collection. Also, no one's gonna buy it because nobody's working and no one has money, and da-da-da-da-da, so on and so forth. So I have been telling myself that, which, out of respect and for the moment and everything, postponing it I think made sense, but I don't have to keep telling myself that story. When I surrender to the fact that what's out of my control is just out of my control, and there's just nothing I can do about that. But there are still things I have in my control that I can act on. So I can tell myself the story of I can't release my jewelry and keep going in that negative way, which doesn't feel any better. But with my ninja mindset, which is Gemini energy, I start to tell myself, I can and actually should release my jewelry collection because the energy it carries is meaningful. External circumstances have no control over my ability to use the resources that I have at my fingertips. Furthermore, the jewelry I create is a way I could help support myself and build a business that isn't dependent on anything other than myself, my skill set, and my ability. to make it happen. So to me, that's why that Gemini mindset, that trickster, that winged messenger that flints from thought to thought, from negative feeling to positive feeling, is so helpful right now. It's the ability to play ninja mind tricks on yourself. And for me, I don't know about you guys, but I gotta play those games right now because the feelings are intense and real, and they are one way 1 second and another way another second, and that's just what it is at the moment. Gemini really perceives everything so easily and deeply, and they really have the ability and understanding to not attach to any particular ideas or ways of being, but instead the twins really give the universe permission to not make any sense. And that is also a very useful Gemini trick right now because things really literally don't make any sense. So it's kind of like we all just got to accept that. And Geminis really know how to do that. And the reason is, the more confusing something is for a Gemini, the more there is for them to explore. So the Gemini gets to adapt and explore new thoughts and ideas and things, the more confusing it is. And that's how they evolve. So the Gemini's work to evolve is ceaseless, and that's exactly how they like it. The more confusion, the more there is to talk about. So my mom is a Gemini with a Scorpio moon, very intense mother, to say the least. And sometimes that Scorpio moon emotional world comes through so heavy, but she's got that Gemini spirit of adaptability and communication and movement that snaps her out of it really quickly. I honor her life and her beautiful, positive spirit despite whatever the world throws at her. My mom has not always had it easy, but she is resilient as fuck. And more than anyone I know, she understands the power of the mind to shift your whole being, your whole reality, your whole sense of joy, contentment, happiness. It all starts up here. The stories that we tell ourselves. She knows the power of the mind to help you transmute whatever the external circumstance is into a positive one. Mom's emotions run deep, but she's so funny and fun and witty and charming and has so much energy and vitality, and she loves a chit chat and laugh, and she will do whatever it takes to adapt. She's just like, what do I have to do now to keep it pushing? I'm gonna do it. I'm here. I can tiptoe on this shit all day. That's my mom. And her birthday's tomorrow, and I miss her so much. I'm gonna see her in a couple weeks. I love you so much, Mom. Happy birthday. This is for Gemini that we can all use a little bit of right now, or a lot of it of. Our communication, intelligence, adaptability, number one, versatility, perception, and curiosity. What Geminis need to be careful of is too much mental activity, too much pursuit of information that leads to craze and never coming to fully accept anything as any kind of conclusion. This can create nervous energy, jumpiness, anxiety. So these are all things that Gemini really has to be mindful of in their pursuit of knowledge, information. Is just going too far, overextending themselves, reaching emotional exhaustion. It serves Gemini to get out of their head sometimes, their head of observation, and into their heart space, into their bodies, to get more grounded. So that's why for you Geminis, our alchemy bracelets offer you a Amazonite as your alchemy stone to turn the negative into positive. And so we've written Dear Gemini, you're most commonly known as the twins, having two sides of your dynamic being. You are an excellent conversationalist and seek experiences that illuminate your mind. Because of your split nature, sometimes you can appear flighty. It serves you to attain wholeness first within yourself, so you can find union with others. Amazonite can help you discover your highest truth and give you the freedom to express your thoughts and wisdom. And the mantra is, I learn by connecting deeper within myself. So there you go, Geminis. And I hope you guys have an amazing month. Whatever this weird time may mean for you. Some places are still very much in quarantine, some places aren't. I don't really know what's going on. But however it works for you, I hope that you have an amazing birthday month. And I am still offering astrology readings and would love to give you one if you want to treat yourself or treat a Gemini friend. It would be my honor to read your chart. So I love you guys. Thank you for watching.